We're gonna build an earth roamer, and we are just moving forward quickly. This is Brian's rig. Recovery points on the ladder. Excuse me. This is your stage three. I knew I'd leave here with things to think about. Oh, you made it. What's up, everyone? I've been living full-time out of the Fuso. You guys have already seen all that. But what you didn't see is the work I was doing behind the scenes at this camp spot, and how my dream F550 hard side epic camper expedition vehicle build started here. Well, I guess you could say it started a couple weeks ago when I went to Overland Adventure Trucks, and he had just got done with this beautiful F550 that kind of just stole my heart, if I'm honest with you. And after I spent so much time living in the Fuso, I really, at this point in my life, I want a rig that big. Every time I had seen rigs that big before, I just couldn't really imagine driving them and if it was worth it to have the extra space. Now I know it definitely is. I should mention, before I bought the Fuso, I had planned to buy it and I'd have some cash left over and to start another build on the side. I just wasn't sure what that build would be. I actually thought about doing another cab over camper build, but to make it what I want to be able to tow would require a motor swap, and the F550 comes ready to go. If you get a 4x4 F550, 6-7 liter diesel, have tons of power, I could tow a side-by-side and custom build my camper just how I want it. So my gears are turning. Okay, we're gonna build an earth roamer style rig. So I call up my buddy Fife and I share the stoke with him, and he's like, that sounds like a fun idea. And he's really good at researching on forums and finding stuff for sale. So he found an F550, sent it to me. So I got inspired, but what would I do for the camper? Now, if you've really been paying attention, you might just remember that the last time we camped at this exact lake spot in my Jeep Gladiator Rubicon with the Bison Overland camper, we did a video of the very first Bison Overland hardside camper. Now 3 years later, I'm camped at the same spot making a video of me getting a Bison Overland hardside camper while camped in my Mitsubishi Fuso, and oddly enough, there was a Mitsubishi Fuso camper featured in that video.
Other campers were doing, even our big one out here that we might have to do a video for. This Fuso is set up.
But I digress. Back on track with the F550 build. After having Bison sponsor my first Jeep Gladiator Rubicon camper that we called the Mobicon, and I lived out of that for 2.5 years with great results. It was a super strong, stout camper that really held up to all of my abuse. I mobbed that truck.
Turn to the right. You gotta go. Yeah, go. You gotta pump it.
I slammed the camper under a carport once, and all that broke was the little plastic solar cap. I backed into a tree once, and all that I did was dent the camper a little bit, but the pop top still worked. The vinyl was amazing on that camper, and overall the experience working with Drew from Bison Overland was just awesome. He's become a good friend and someone that I really wanted to work with moving forward. So the decision was easy of who to call first. with all these thoughts churning in my head about the next build, I text Drew from Bison Overland and said, hey, you want to do this build with me? He texted me back right away and was like, yeah. There were a little bit more words said than that, but not a whole lot. So I sold the Jeep. You guys know that. You saw Drew's opinion on all that and how he was, you know, grateful for the business that I brought him. And it was just a really, really fun partnership.
I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. You know, honestly, even before we built it, I got, you know, the whole purpose of that, other than, you know, getting you a camper, is getting marketing. And
for sure,
you know, honestly, before it was done, it was, you know, well worth it.
When I was texting with him a couple days ago, he said he was actually going to ask me because he was looking to do that again. And he was going to, you know, he was wondering if I had any referrals for people that he could do that again with. And better yet, let's just do it again together. So anyways, after receiving these few texts back and forth and learning that Drew is totally down to mob for this new build, my stoke level is just way up here, and we are just moving forward quickly on it. Today, I'm going to see my buddy Brian Bringles on Instagram, who I drove to the Arctic Ocean in Canada with. Drove the Dempster Highway in 2019. So he was in a F-150 with a 4-wheel camper then, and then we met up a couple years after that. Went through Utah with John Burt and Reese and Fern in the Big Blue rig, and we had an absolute blast on that trip. And they had some big rigs, and Brian had his ambulance, but he wanted to do, again, level up, right? So he just built an F550 with a Globe Trekker camper. So it's crazy. I just texted him like 2 days ago, and no, yesterday, I think. And yeah, I texted him yesterday. I was like, should I come over like tomorrow? And he's like, yeah. And that's in Redmond, Oregon. So I'm gonna drive a couple hours today and head there to see Brian's rig. I've got all sorts of plans set up. We're gonna get the transmission serviced. It's been acting funky, grinding gears. And we're also gonna go visit our friends at Buck Stop Truckwear in Prineville, Oregon. If you remember correctly, we ran a Buck Stop bumper on the Dodge Mahal that was an absolute beast. We did a video of an amazing F550 with Eric, who has the Buck Stop Super Single conversion. Buck Stop makes everything you need to convert the F550 from a dually to a proper single-wheeled off-road truck. So we're gonna stop by and get a little mini tour of the shop. So let's pack up camp and mob out, because we got a lot of cool stuff to do for the new F550 build. Well, that was a good drive out. I think I three-wheeled on those rocks at the end. I was in two-wheel drive that whole time too. It wasn't a gnarly hill, but this thing's 11,000, probably 11.5 with all me and my stuff and Coda Girl. So yeah, it's no joke. But we're driving through some tight forest roads right now and enjoying it. All right, we're mobbing out. I'm really excited to be doing this build video this way with you, because like I just said, I don't have the truck, I don't have the camper, it's all in my head. It's just an idea right now. I talked to Drew and I need an 84-inch cab to axle for an 11 to 12 foot box.
Okay, 84-inch.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. So this is Brian's rig. I'm gonna pull up. I wanna see what they're like next to each other wheelbase wise. Check it out. Let's see about that. Look at this thing, what a beauty. So Brian did a Globe Trekker box on this. 12 feet. So wheelbase wise, I had to pull up another foot, and look at that. I'm way shorter. So there's no doubt this Fuso is a lot smaller of a rig. Like if you look at the front here, I'm pretty much, like this is definitely my front. But then at the back, we're stopped here and there's still all this. So it's definitely longer, but that's all right. Sweet Land Rover Discovery down there, but why does it have recovery points on the ladder? They're just bolted to the ladder right there. Excuse me, that's... Yeah. That's okay. This bumper's like super glossy too. Wow.
I took it to the body shop and had it painted gloss black for the show truck.
I'm a little bougie now. I don't know. I like that. I shouldn't have seen that.
Did the same to the wheels.
Right?
Coated them gloss black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Those are pretty.
Yeah.
Those are pretty. So the rad flow, this is your stage 3.
Yep.
Cool. So there's liquid spring, but then you guys offer this pretty rad kit too, with the rad flows.
Then we got the Synergy heavy duty F450 550 tie rods on it.
Oh, nice.
Installed it. They installed it with the hammers last year.
Oh, really?
This truck needs our suspension.
Oh, that's so cool.
We were all about it.
Got it done at Hammers. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Brad. Yeah, I like the newer kind of bull bar there. Your old school bumpers, like that one, are sick too. Wow, wait, I just noticed the colors on this thing. Bronze.
Oh yeah.
Oh geez.
Bronze steps, wheels, and bumper.
It's a very dark bronze and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So many options. I knew I'd leave here with things to think about. Ooh, this is a 550 too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is on liquid springs too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, liquid spring, eh?
As you can see, it's well used.
Been in some dirt, being used for what it's made for. Yeah, those steps and the fender, it's like got F650 vibes. It's yeah, I don't know. I love the traditional bumper too.
Yeah.
And I really like this with the Ford headlight. Yeah. Looks really cool. And protects that whole light. On a Ram. Big old Ram cab chassis. The setup, yeah. That's crazy to see that. So you take all the leaves out. Is there cutting, you said, or you can unbolt the...
There's a little bit of cutting. You have to cut the joist bumper off and then the axle seat off.
Okay, cool. So it's a full commit. I like that.
Yeah. You cannot be non-committal with liquid spring.
Yeah. Yeah, I love these fenders, man. They're so nice. So yeah, doing all the installs over here and got all these fancy bumpers being ready to ship. Trail ready wheels. You guys recognize these from the Gladiator. Ooh, I remember when they were that pretty.
They look better when they're not pretty, all nice and beat up.
Right? Yeah, man. I don't know though. I mean, those look great, but I'm pretty stoked on the super singles. You know, the super singles are pretty.
Oh man,
Yeah.
20 by 11 forged.
Yes, sir. But yeah, looks like a nice organized system you guys got here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ooh, yeah, they look real nice raw. Look at all of those. Dang, they look almost more pretty raw.
Get a little rust and do a little patina to them.
Right? Is that an option? Beautiful. So we learned a lot about all the offerings here at Buckstop Truckware. Look at that, just broke 106,000 miles on the old Mitsubishi Fuso driving through Oregon. Good girl, doing good. But not for long. Let's just say I'm really glad that I'm starting another camper build, because in the next episode, shit's about to hit the fan with the Fuso. So we'll see you then. Comment what you think of the new build. Let me know what you're excited for. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. And of course, hit the like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks to my patrons for supporting the channel. And thanks for you guys for watching. Love to have you along for the next video. The only question is, are you down to mob a new build with me?